Hello everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, a heavy rainstorm washes out roads and leaves people stranded in western Maine.
Plus, big concerns in Southwest Harbor following the hiring of a controversial police officer.
And Mainers are being encouraged to be safe as we head into the long holiday week ahead.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us on this Friday morning. We'll have all the day's news coming up. But first, a check of that forecast. The weekend's finally upon us. Everybody's wondering what it's going to be. And so far, it looks like Saturday's not going to be terrible.
Yep.
Sunday, maybe a little more rain. The big weather story, of course, today, though, is all the flooding that was happening out in western Maine yesterday. We'll have some pictures of that coming up. Some of the roadways are washed out. I mean, it sounds like dozens of roads are damaged out there, so it's going to be a while before they repair all that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Bangor yesterday, we actually saw a break in the clouds.
I know. It felt so good, too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And today may be similar.
Good.
So let's check in with Devin Biggs to see about that forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. Already, air quality, the name of the game this morning. In a few spots, we have a couple spots in the state across in parts of the yellow. That's considered moderate air quality. Still okay, though. But further off to the south and west, where you see these gray counties and all these red and purple icons, that's air quality issues developing. Again, all from wildfire smoke moving in from Canada. So for us, we're okay for the time being. We'll need to keep an eye on this moving forward. What we are seeing outside this morning is fog. We have dense fog advisories posted until 10 a.m. this morning because of the fog that's developed out there, mainly along the coast, but the visibility issues are very widespread, mainly stretching all the way up to parts of Millinocket and areas south where a mile or less visibility being noted this morning. But if you go up to Caribou, looking pretty good at around 10 miles. Moving forward, otherwise, a few showers developing after this morning, otherwise some clouds, otherwise moving from the west going toward the east. We'll be watching for maybe a few more showers this morning, but sunshine returns just in time for the afternoon as we catch a little bit of a break as we do zoom things out otherwise. So not too much going on otherwise. Just watching for some showers on the track it off towards the east with this system right about in here. So your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing some clouds, maybe a few showers early, but the sunshine returns just in time for the afternoon with temperatures warming up. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you, Devin. Well, a big cleanup is underway in the town of Jay following a summer storm that brought flash flooding to the area. Huge amounts of rain fell on western Maine on Thursday, turning roadways into rivers and causing several washouts. There are no reports of injuries, but the process of assessing and fixing the damage has really just begun. The Lakes Region Fire Department reported 4 feet of water in some areas of Jay. Wilton, Farmington, Chesterville, and Canton also reported flooding and closed roadways. Some people lost power and others had a difficult time reaching their homes. Some roadways will remain closed until road crews can move in and repair all that damage.
A suspect at the center of a manhunt in Bar Harbor has been arrested. Police say 40-year-old Jeremy Gee of Wolfboro, New Hampshire, was arrested peacefully on State Highway 3 in Bar Harbor near Hulls Cove just after 2:30 yesterday afternoon. Local police got a call from Wolfboro, New Hampshire police yesterday afternoon reporting that Gee was operating a stolen car and traveling in the direction of Bar Harbor. Wolfboro police called again a short time later to say Gee had called them, saying he was in the lobby of a local hotel. When Bar Harbor police arrived at the hotel, they located the car, but Gee had fled into the woods. Police searched for him, but were unable to find him. After his arrest yesterday, Gee was provided medical attention and then taken to the Hancock County Jail.
A dump truck full of marijuana was hauled away after a big drug bust yesterday in Carmel. After a year-long investigation, the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office executed a search warrant at 1123 Dyer Road in Carmel. In all, the Sheriff's Office seized more than 3,400 marijuana plants and 111 pounds of processed cannabis.
This really undermines many of the businesses here in the state of Maine that are operating appropriately, who are licensed and do things in standards that are appropriate for the end user. This is organizations that are not Maine-based, individuals that are not from Maine, that are not following any of those standards, not licensed, not following safety protocols, and have substantial amounts of marijuana growing in a very dangerous situation in the building behind us.
An undisclosed number of suspects also in custody. The investigation is ongoing at this time.
U.S. Marshals arrested a man in Ellsworth on a number of sex abuse charges stemming from Oregon. 50-year-old Zen Matthew McNair is wanted on 4 counts of unlawful sexual penetration of a minor, 4 counts of first-degree sodomy, and 6 counts of first-degree sexual abuse. The state of Oregon issued an arrest warrant for McNair on June 20th. Investigators with the U.S. Marshals Service and Oregon Fugitive Task Force determined McNair was currently living in Maine. He was safely arrested at a residence in Ellsworth and charged as a fugitive from justice. McNair is now awaiting his extradition to Oregon.
The hiring of a new police officer in Southwest Harbor has sparked concerns among some residents. After hearing an officer with a troubled past had been hired, a petition was launched calling for his removal. Our Grace Blanchard has the story.
I slept with a loaded handgun on my nightstand last night. I've never had to do that before, and it's because of a police officer that was hired.
Following his termination from Machias Police Department in 2011, Officer Richard Strout faced 3 separate lawsuits where he was accused of assaulting and inappropriately touching women while placing them under arrest. According to the Southwest Harbor Police Chief who hired him, all 3 cases were dismissed in 2014, but it is unclear if any settlements were reached.
I was traumatized my entire 4 years in Machias at UMM, and I saw my friends go through all this, and I was there for some of the accusations that happened, so it's terrifying.
Southwest Harbor resident and UMaine Machias alum Brad Jordan has organized a petition after the announcement was made on social media.
Termination is definitely something that I am looking for. I'm not comfortable as a business owner or even just living here on my own with this officer.
Other residents who are just learning about the hire say they're concerned.
I am just kind of angry and horrified and appalled that our police department has chosen to hire someone with such an intimidating and scary and violent history, especially against women.
Especially with someone that is supposed to protect us. I don't want them to have any history, any questions of violating someone's privacy or potentially physically assaulting them.
And the police department is also facing backlash after they temporarily suspended comments on their Facebook post.
And one of my big concerns is that there was no opportunity for public opinion, no opportunity for other victims to have a voice before he was hired as a police officer in this town.
I saw an individual that was very honest and upfront with me at the beginning. He still is. And an individual that wants to come back into the profession.
According to Chief Hall, they conducted a thorough background check. And if he believed or found any merit to the accusations, he would not have even considered hiring him.
I'm very glad that the community is stepping forward. I'm very glad that they feel that they can step forward and express their concerns.
The town plans to have a public meeting on July 11th where people with concerns can voice them. In Southwest Harbor, Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Several people were injured in a multiple vehicle crash on I-95 in Bangor Thursday morning. State police say it happened in the left passing lane near exit 183 when a driver suddenly stopped their vehicle, causing a crash involving at least 9 vehicles.
It appears that a car up in front checked up, causing a car behind it to hit, and then so on and so forth. They just kind of kept hitting each other. Even though they were trying to avoid, it just 7 to 9 cars involved.
Trooper Creamer says some of the drivers suffered minor injuries, but everyone's okay. One person was transported to a hospital. State police say the driver who reportedly stopped and caused the crash was not hit and drove away from the scene. Other drivers did not get a description of the vehicle. In light of the crash, state police are reminding the public to stay alert and follow the flow of traffic and stress that you should never stop on an active road. The crash is still under investigation.
Well, starting on July 1st, the town of Surrey will be partnering with the Hancock County Sheriff's Office to help enforce the speed limit in town. It's a problem that has brought tragedy to Surrey already. Doug Banks has the story.
Lying on Route 172 between Ellsworth and Blue Hill, Surrey has become a popular throughway for motorists, which has led to high amounts of traffic and a lot more speeding. Starting on July 1st, Hancock County Sheriff's Office will ramp up patrols in the town to help keep the Surrey community safe.
That traffic is non-stop all day long. So down, a lot of people travel to Deer Isle, Blue Hill, was a popular seasonal town. So that Surrey is right in between Ellsworth and VI. So it's busy. It's a busy roadway.
The speed limit into Surrey drops from 50 miles per hour to 35 miles per hour just before you reach the middle of town. The road has even changed from what was once a passing zone to now 2 solid yellow lines. Although there is more traffic coming through here in the summer, Lieutenant Day says they'll be enforcing the speed limit year-round.
As of right now, it will be year-round, but we're going to step up the patrols, and particularly during the summer, and it will continue. We're focusing right now during the summer to prevent any further incidents.
This partnership comes at a time when Surrey is still dealing with the death of Kathleen Anderson 2 years ago, after her car was struck by a motorist going over the speed limit just outside the town's post office.
This is one of those things we're trying to slow it down in that area, so we don't have any future accidents or any fatalities in the future.
This has not been the only incident involving excessive speed. Resident Brandy Spruce, who lives on Route 172 in the middle of Surrey, says her dog was hit by a car going too fast.
He had a little injury, but he lived, and the most disturbing part was that no one stopped. They just sped on by, and I kind of wish people would pay attention to the motto on the sign when you first drive into town. It says, "Drive like your kids live here," so we really wish people would do that.
In Surrey, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Governor Janet Mills announced Thursday that she will sign the paid family and medical leave bill that recently passed the legislature. The bill will allow workers to take up to 12 weeks of paid leave for various family or medical reasons, receiving 90% of their regular pay during their time of leave. Governor Mills says the decision to sign the bill comes as a compromise, and language in the bill will reflect policy changes she requested, which she says will improve flexibility for both workers and businesses.
Allow people to take care of loved ones who are ill and not go broke or lose their employment by virtue of that. We have an aging workforce, we have an aging population. This will help us accomplish that without people losing their jobs.
The updated bill is expected to be considered again by the Maine House and Senate in the coming days before heading to the governor's desk. All right, the time now is 8:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, an important message from the top Maine fire marshal as people celebrate the 4th of July. He's urging people to have a safety plan as they light up the night sky with fireworks.
But first, another check of that weather forecast. Today we can expect some showers and also some sunshine. It will be cloudy with highs near 79 degrees. Tonight, clouds and fog, maybe a chance of some showers with lows in the low 60s. Tomorrow, a mostly cloudy day, and yes, a chance of some showers, but it won't be a very rainy day. The highs will be around 76.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
An Odyssey is a long journey full of adventures. And at Odyssey Auto Spa, we understand every vehicle's journey is different.
Hi, I'm Jacob Gage, and as the owner of Odyssey, I take pride in offering a full range of detailing services to keep your ride looking its best. From basic detailing to ceramic coatings, window tint to wraps, we've got you covered. Come see us at our Ellsworth location and let us help you keep your ride looking its best.
OHI is a fantastic place to work and has allowed me the growth I need to excel in my career, all while having fun with the people I support and my colleagues.
OHI works around my school schedule and allows me to get the hours I want while maintaining my grades. Also, I can help out my community.
Plus, OHI has an incredible training program, not to mention all the benefits. Here at OHI, we believe everything is possible, and that means as much for our employees as it does for those we support. Apply today and see what's possible for your future.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
On the next Last Man Standing. I've known Tony Stewart for years. I'll give him a call. Maybe we get our logo on the car. It'll be a huge promotion for us.
Outdoor Man gets more horsepower with car racing legend Tony Stewart.
This isn't a show car. This is the real deal.
And Mike's feeling the need for speed.
I saw the way you looked at this thing, and I know you can start it.
Driving this?
I dare you. You drove the car, didn't you, Mike?
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. With the 4th of July just around the corner, many people are getting ready to light up the sky with fireworks. But Maine's fire marshal wants you to be safe as you celebrate. Our Matthew Jronczyk has the story.
Fireworks. One of the many things that makes the 4th of July such a special holiday, not to mention the food and the fun. But being responsible when you set off your black cats and bottle rockets will keep your entire group safe.
Mixing alcohol and fireworks is not a good idea. That is sometimes where folks forget the safety pieces, and that's where somebody could get hurt.
Research from the United States Consumer Product Safety Commission found a 200% increase in sales of fireworks from 1994 to 2022. Despite the staggering statistic, Phantom Fireworks in Holden always make sure its buyers are educated.
Safety is the number one key. If you don't practice safety and you don't have buckets of water and you don't have safety glasses and gloves, there is a potential that something could happen, and we never want that.
McCarthy says safety should always be practiced, even with the smallest of explosive party favors like sparklers.
Sparklers are something a lot of people use. Most people don't realize how hot those sparklers get. Make sure that there's a bucket. Make sure there's somewhere for the kids to put these if they're using them.
Just remember.
Get out there, enjoy, make memories with your families and loved ones, but make sure that you're doing it safely, making sure you have the proper safety equipment, make sure that you're enjoying them, but you're doing it sober.
In Holden, Matthew Jronczyk, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The trouble in the skies is getting better in some areas and worse in others as even more flights are grounded across the country. Fox News correspondent CB Cotton has more from LaGuardia Airport in Queens, New York.
Today, nice shiny weather, but we're not going anywhere.
We were hoping Thursday might signal the end of the nationwide travel nightmare, but it appears there's no end in sight. According to FlightAware, airlines had already delayed thousands of flights and canceled hundreds by midday, leaving stranded passengers frustrated and looking for answers.
I just want to get away from this airport. It's been since Sunday, and they lost my luggage. They told me my luggage was in Dallas, Texas.
There have been tens of thousands of delays and cancellations this week. We're told staffing shortages are the main problem, both within the TSA and with the airlines themselves. And while weather is playing a role as well, travelers say they're definitely noticing a lack of personnel.
The aircraft arrived, but then they told us that they were missing staff people, so there were not enough crew members.
These delays are impacting airports nationwide, but the Northeast has been the hardest hit. And United Airlines, with a major hub in New Jersey, tells Fox News they're now calling in off-duty flight attendants and pilots to help get these planes moving. But it might not be fast enough. The TSA says Friday will be the busiest day of the holiday weekend, with some 3 million passengers expected.
Everybody's calm, I think, which is a good thing. But there's no flights. They keep canceling everything.
TSA predicts almost 18 million Americans will fly over the weekend, beating a pre-pandemic record. At LaGuardia Airport, New York, CB Cotton, Fox News.
Boy, it's so frustrating when you're somewhere and you want to get somewhere else and that happens. I had a friend that happened to them. They were down in Myrtle Beach last week trying to get home, some problems, and they ended up having to go to another airport, rented a car, and then drove a few hours just to get to where they needed to be.
Feels like you're in purgatory.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Just be patient, I guess,
right.
As you're heading out there.
Easy to say.
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, the time now is 8:19. After the break, we'll hear about what an official is calling the most important infrastructure investment in Maine since the construction of Interstate 95.
Plus, the long-awaited Supreme Court ruling on whether President Biden's student loan forgiveness program will go into effect. The U.S. Supreme Court issuing a ruling today. We'll have the details as Good Morning Maine continues.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Just a reminder that the rocket's red glare and the bombs bursting in air are brought to you this and every 4th of July by Phantom Fireworks. With state-of-the-art showrooms nationwide, we are America's #1 destination for brighter, louder, safer fireworks. Phantom Fireworks, lighting up faces and the backyards of America from coast to coast. Visit fireworks.com for a location near you.
I went to Angie and typed in pool,
water heater,
cleaners, garage,
interior painting, exterior painting.
For whatever project you need, there's an option. Ooh, I have another project. Let me try this.
Get started at Angie.com today.
Sketch, Forrest! Sketch!
Pictionary. My daddy, he liked Pictionary. He liked Pictionary shrimp, Pictionary shrimp.
Pencil us in every weekday
on Fox 22.
Maine has received more than $270 million in federal funding to increase statewide connectivity. Our David Ledford brings us more about how that money will be used.
Today's announcement is the most important infrastructure investment in Maine since the construction of Interstate 95.
Maine is being awarded nearly $272 million to expand high-speed internet access in the state. The funding comes from the bipartisan infrastructure law. Members of the Maine Connectivity Authority and state officials came together to celebrate the announcement Thursday, saying the money is the largest grant award the state has ever received to establish broadband internet access.
It's as fundamental as electricity, heat, water, high-speed internet. Maine has to have universal internet access if we're going to stay competitive nationwide and worldwide.
The money will come over the next 5 years from the Broadband Equity, Access, and Deployment Program, a part of the Biden-Harris administration's Internet for All initiative. Senator Angus King says the funding is essential for supporting the work-from-home workforce in the state.
People can live in Dover-Foxcroft, Maine, and work in Seattle. They can live in Augusta, Maine, and work in Los Angeles. They can live in Medibebs and work in Kansas City. And this is happening. But the critical element is broadband.
Maine Connectivity Authority representatives say the funding will be used to ensure that broadband internet is both accessible and affordable.
One of our goals is to not only meet the digital infrastructure needs of the state, but to ensure that all Mainers have the skills and the ability and can afford to access that infrastructure.
The announcement follows the $30 million grant awarded to the state earlier this month for the construction of middle-mile broadband infrastructure, known as MooseNet, to reach underserved locations. Officials say they plan to reach the estimated 42,000 locations in the state without reliable internet access within the next 2 years.
Without saying bold and ambitious things, they won't happen. And the goal of making sure everyone has a connection as quickly as possible by the end of 2024 is a goal that we will make sure we meet.
In Augusta, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
That is huge news, especially for folks living in rural areas of Maine. You know, finally get some broadband service out there, perhaps.
Definitely. It's the times.
Yeah.
Time now is 8:24.
Let's get a full look at that weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. Alrighty, air quality, the name of the game this morning. We're good in our neck of the woods, though. Maybe a few spots in the yellow. It's still moderate. It's still okay for most of us, right? Otherwise, further down to the south and west, not so great. Air quality alerts are posted in the gray counties, though, and all these red and purple icons indicating unhealthy to very unhealthy air quality because of of wildfire smoke there. But for us, we're looking good for the time being, and we should stay good moving forward. We'll have to keep an eye on that smoke. But otherwise, though, dense fog advisories are posted further down toward the south in our southern counties, lasting till roughly 10 a.m. this morning, because visibility levels are really reduced, and it stretches all the way up towards parts of Millinocket, too, where a mile or less visibility being noted in most areas this morning. So definitely be careful if you're driving this morning. Have those fog lights or low beam headlights on so people can see you and you can see where you're going. Your brights will not help you out one bit. But otherwise, a few showers developing after this morning. This will be the general idea for this morning, because by this afternoon, a lot of this gets out of here. The clouds break up. We'll have a lot of sunshine, but don't let that fool you. There'll be more activity moving in from the west soon. That'll give us more showers and thunderstorms over the next several days. So the next few days, there will be rather small chances for showers. Today is one of those chances where they will be rather small as the sun comes out for a while. But later this evening, though, some clouds, fog moves in again, maybe a few showers yet again in a few spots too. Starting things off here Saturday, maybe a few showers. Clouds break up for a bit during the afternoon period too, so some sunshine could also mix in for a few of us. By Saturday night, though, again, some clouds, maybe a few showers, but nothing too extreme, no. And then by Sunday, we'll be watching for a little bit more rain as well. Rain is through Saturday night, not too much rain, maybe a tenth of an inch or less for most spots before we're all finished up. It's next week we have to pay attention where dramatically more rainfall could be possible, roughly 1 to 2 inches between now and Tuesday morning, with most of this occurring as we get towards Monday into Tuesday as well. We'll make sure to keep you posted moving forward. Our average high temperature is 79 degrees, upper 70s today, about average for this time of the year, cooling off a bit by Sunday, but warming back up as we head towards the next week as well. So your forecast for today, upper 70s, a few showers, then becoming partly cloudy later on. That south wind getting up at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 60s, some clouds and fog on the way, then a few showers as well. That south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, middle 70s, mostly cloudy, a few showers again. That south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres. Showers and thunderstorms the next several days, although the first few days of the forecast period not as bad. Next week, we'll need to watch things with more rain moving in and temperatures in the 70s.
Some things are worth waiting for. Something reliable, something loyal, something long-lasting. A 6-year warranty? Coyote's got that. One machine for all the dirty work? Count on Coyote. Coyote won't break your heart, and Whittemore & Sons got the deals that won't break the bank. So quit swiping and settling for less. Slide into Whittemore & Sons and be treated like family by a family who cares. 257 Waterville Road, Skowhegan.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get a $7,250 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit your main Chevy dealer.
Saturdays, baseball bets are showing out on Fox.
Swing and a drive! Are you kidding me?
The biggest games on the best day of the week. Fox Saturday Baseball all season long.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
A not guilty on all charges for a former resource officer at a high school in Parkland, Florida. Scott Peterson could not hold back his tears and emotion Thursday as the judge read the jury's not guilty verdict on all felony child neglect charges against him, The jury coming back with the verdict after 4 days of deliberations. Peterson was on trial for failing to take action and confronting convicted shooter Nicholas Cruz as he opened fire at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. The 6-minute rampage happened on Valentine's Day of 2018 and left 17 people dead. Peterson could have faced nearly 100 years if convicted, but the jury decided to acquit him on all the charges.
As the Supreme Court prepares to hand down another round of decisions, its ruling upending affirmative action at American colleges and universities is spurring sharp reactions. Conservative activists are praising the ruling, which restricts the role race plays in higher education admissions, while President Biden is slamming it and calling on admissions offices to find other ways to prioritize diversity on their campuses. ABC's Justin Finch with more on the High Court's landmark ruling and today's pending decisions.
In a 6-3 decision, the Supreme Court's conservative supermajority rolling back affirmative action in higher education, a near half-century-old policy used to address inequality and assemble diverse student bodies.
These opinions reestablish the founding principles of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, which clearly forbids treating Americans differently by race.
Joined by the High Court's conservative flank, Chief Justice John Roberts writing that affirmative action admissions policies at Harvard and the University of North Carolina violate the guarantee of equal protection under the law. Roberts noting that those schools' affirmative action policies unavoidably employ race in a negative manner and involve racial stereotyping. The Chief Justice contending an applicant's racial background can still be considered in their essay, writing, "Nothing in this opinion should be construed as prohibiting universities from considering an applicant's discussion of how race affected his or her life, be it through discrimination, inspiration, or otherwise." Justice Sonia Sotomayor joined by the court's 2 other liberals with a fiery dissent. The devastating impact of this decision cannot be overstated. Ignoring racial inequality will not make it disappear.
The dissenting justices pointed out is that this is going to create absolute chaos because every school will find a way to adapt.
During remarks at the White House, President Biden blasted the ruling, saying this is not a normal court, and later defending his stance on MSNBC.
It's done more to unravel basic rights and basic decisions than any court in recent history.
Both UNC and Harvard releasing statements saying they will comply with the court's decision. More big decisions expected today, including on LGBTQ rights and President Biden's student loan forgiveness program. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
A decision affecting millions of Americans with student loans is expected on Friday, which is, of course, today. The U.S. Supreme Court is expected to announce its ruling on President Biden's student loan forgiveness program. The justices are considering 2 cases. One is brought by a group of 6 Republican-led states, and the other is brought by 2 borrowers. Under President Biden's plan, more than 40 million Americans could have their student debt reduced. The plan proposed forgiving $10,000 in federal student loan debt to those with incomes under $125,000 a year or households that make less than $250,000. An additional $10,000 would be canceled for those who received Pell Grants. All right, and still to come here on the second half of our show. With the busy holiday week ahead, Maine game wardens will be stepping up their boating patrols.
We'll have the details on that and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Who likes to drink good coffee? At Carabassa Coffee Company, we roast premium quality coffee beans from all over the world. Roasted to perfection in small batches, our coffee is always fresh. We offer a large selection, including our specialty blends, organics, single origins, decaf, and flavor. Whether you like light, medium, or dark roasts, we have coffee to suit every taste. We offer flat rate shipping for online orders, and we ship fast. Carabassa Coffee Company. Drink good coffee.
Experience the ultimate outdoor living with Granville Stone and Hearth. Our high-quality grills and outdoor living products will take your backyard to the next level. Scan the QR code on your screen to explore our wide selection of grills and outdoor living accessories. From classic charcoal to state-of-the-art gas grills, we have everything you need to entertain guests in style. Create unforgettable moments with family and friends. Start your outdoor living journey today with Granville Stone and Hearth.
You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Friday, June 30th, 2023. It's also National Food Truck Day.
Food trucks are inspired by centuries-old food carts dating back to the 17th century, probably even earlier than that. They've just always been a very
in Europe,
thing.
I imagine, back in Rome, I imagine they had their own versions, things like that. But in our country, just last couple of years, they started kind of like with the chuck wagons.
I mean, not even in Europe, too. This has been
Yeah.
a thing that's been celebrated everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just a thing. Okay, you're scrolling on me.
I'm trying to get you to a good place where you can start again.
Oh, okay, thanks.
Here, there's a period. How about that?
Okay, that's good. We now see them throughout the state offering anything and everything between barbecue to fresh lobster rolls, pizza, ice cream, burgers, sushi.
Yeah.
Sushi? Where's the sushi one?
I don't know. I read there's a place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know where
Okay,
specifically.
we're going to have to Google that
Yeah.
then. The burrito one, there's a taco place in Hamden.
There's a new barbecue one in Holden.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, there's one in Orono. I know we covered that one, I believe, a couple weeks ago. But yeah, we could go on and on. You can celebrate, too, from buying food from a local food truck to support those local businesses. I also love, I know I've said this the past couple hours, they're always local, too. I've never seen a chain that's a food truck.
Yeah, and you'll get great food, too.
Yeah,
You know, a little less expensive.
Support a
Not bad
local
thing.
business, yeah.
All right, on this day in history, back in 1936, the novel, actually, Gone with the Wind, was published. The Civil War epic became one of the country's biggest sellers, and of course led to the movie 3 years later, which became that instant classic. In 1950, President Harry Truman ordered U.S. troops into Korea and authorized a draft to bolster troop numbers. And in 1953, the first Corvette rolled off the Chevy assembly line, selling for just $3,250.
I feel like we always forget about the draft for Korea.
Yeah.
I mean, I do, because it's not my generation, but it just gets glazed over.
They kind of call it the Forgotten War because
Yeah.
people don't really talk about it between Vietnam and
Right.
World War II. And
Yet there's a lot more veterans of the Korean War right now than other ones.
Yeah, fascinating conflict if you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
To learn about that.
It seems ongoing.
Yeah.
All right, in 1994, the U.S. Figure Skating Association stripped Tonya Harding of her national championship and banned her for life following her attack on Nancy Kerrigan. And today's birthdays include Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps, who's 38, heavyweight champ Mike Tyson is 57, and actress Lizzie Kaplan turns 40.
I like Lizzie Kaplan. She's a great actress.
She's one of those that I recognize. I've seen her a bunch. I know I like her. Couldn't name a movie.
Yeah, she can be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, as far as the weather's concerned, everybody's been concerned about that because we've just had so much rain lately and summer's ticking on by. The good news is it looks like today will be pretty good. Tomorrow, not too bad.
Yep.
You can get out there and do the things you enjoy. Sunday, maybe a little more rain.
Yep. Good point.
Yeah.
You synthesized it pretty well.
Yeah.
Here's Devin Biggs with the full forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. Already, air quality, the name of the game this morning. In a few spots, we have a couple spots in the state across in parts of the yellow that's considered moderate air quality. Still okay, though. But further off to the south and west, where you see these gray counties and all these red and purple icons, that's air quality issues developing. Again, all from wildfire smoke moving in from Canada. So for us, we're okay for the time being. We'll need to keep an eye on this moving forward. What we are seeing outside this morning, it's fog. We have dense fog advisories posted until 10 a.m. this morning because of the fog that's developed out there, mainly along the coast, but the visibility issues are very widespread, mainly stretching all the way up to parts of Millinocket and areas south where a mile or less visibility being noted this morning. But if you go up to Caribou, looking pretty good at around 10 miles. Moving forward, otherwise, a few showers developing out there this morning, otherwise some clouds, otherwise moving from the west going toward the east. We'll be watching for maybe a few more showers this morning, but sunshine returns just in time for the afternoon as we catch a little bit of a break as we do zoom things out otherwise. So not too much going on otherwise. Just watching for some showers as we track it off towards the east with this system right about in here. So your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing some clouds, maybe a few showers early, but the sunshine returns just in time for the afternoon with temperatures warming up. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma?
Not a bad day ahead at all.
No, I'll take it.
We'll take that.
Yeah.
All right. Maine game wardens will be stepping up patrols this weekend on Maine's lakes and other waterways. They'll be enforcing Maine's boating laws and raising awareness about the dangers of operating a boat while under the influence.
It's all part of Operation Dry Water. They'll be removing impaired boaters, checking for life jackets, and making sure boaters are operating safely. They'll also be encouraging boaters to clean and dry their boats to protect against the spread of invasive species of plants. You don't want to cause the spread of invasive species, and you don't want to get an OUI.
No. So be careful, drive safe.
Yep.
If not, maybe the wardens will be...
They'll get you.
They'll get you. Yeah.
All right, still to come here this morning, Brian Sudol will have the latest with sports.
Don't go away.
Who has the best kept secret in Penobscot County?
We do!
Welcome to Maple Lane Farms, a fifth-generation family farm that's committed to providing you with the best quality products. Our farm-raised local and sustainable meat is flash frozen to lock in the freshness and natural flavors. Experience the top-notch quality of our meat that's naturally raised without any antibiotics or hormones. Get the best of both worlds, quality and affordability. Try Maple Lane Farms today, the candy store for the carnivore.
For great value, go with the longest-lasting brand, Toyota. And at the Toyota Summer Value Event, you could save up to $1,300 with affordable 3.99% financing on an all-wheel drive Camry. And every Camry comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more.
The longest-lasting brand.
So for a vehicle with long-lasting value, see your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
Hood is the cottage cheese lovers love. Start with our award-winning country style. It's delicious on its own, or like this. That. Even, sure. Plus, it's got more protein than hummus and less sugar than yogurt. Then there's Hood's flavors. We expertly blend in real fruit or savory herbs for an unbeatable taste combination you can't recreate at home. Now that's cottage cheese. Hood cottage cheese. Always good, always Hood.
The bond between twins is a close one.
1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war.
As day is tonight.
Would you like me to introduce you to algebra? Al who? Oh boy.
And wrong is to right.
They both say weird kid who eats alone.
You can't have one without the other.
I need my own space. But we've always shared a room. I have a training bra. When you complete your training, get back to me.
Young Sheldon.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
It's the return of Roman Reigns, plus 2 huge championship matches. An all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8, 7 Central, tonight on Fox.
Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with some basketball. Bangor's Landon Clark is back in town after his first season at St. Paul's School in New Hampshire. And as our Tyler Cruz reports, the season wasn't without obstacle, but now he's back to being Landon.
As soon as it happened, I was like, I just broke my ankle. And I probably didn't mean it, but in my head, that's what happened. And then I got the x-ray and it was broken. And I was like, oh, there you go.
This February, a broken ankle sidelined Bangor's Landon Clark for the rest of his first prep season at St. Paul's School in New Hampshire.
For a couple of weeks, when we got into playoffs and stuff like that, it was kind of tough to not be able to be there with them and help them out.
As it is with any injury, recovery gave Landon some good days and some bad ones. But this April, he was back out on the court with a lot of help from his new teammates over at St. Paul's.
Just leaning on them, they got me through that, and just pushing, knowing that the things I wanted to do this spring, this summer, it was all going to be worth it in the end.
After making a name for himself with the Rams, Clark is now preparing for his second season of prep ball. And even though it ended early, year one really helped his game grow.
There's definitely a different feel. The game's a little bit more competitive, a little more physical because the guys are older, playing with more physicality, understanding that, you're not always the biggest, tallest, fastest guy on the court, and just kind of using what, you're good at.
Now he's back at 100%, helping Maine United on the AAU circuit. And his teammates say, despite what happened this winter, he's now back to being Landon.
For him to come and bounce back and be back that quick and be ready for the first session, that was big for us. Towards the end of the second, into the third session, he started to play like Landon again. And then in the fourth session, he had a bunch of 20-point games, 25-point games where he really stepped up.
Coming into EYBL, he's been playing great, shooting the ball great, attacking, getting rebounds. So I definitely feel like he's back to full Landon.
And for Clark, his time home this summer isn't all basketball either. So he's taking some time to enjoy himself before heading back out.
when we're not here, we're just hanging out with family. You know, it's good to be back with them. You know, being away at school, you know, for 9 months out of the year is sometimes challenging. So being with the family, obviously working out here, you know, practicing with Man United, getting ready for July.
In VZ, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Thank you very much, Tyler. Now let's head to UMaine and more on the huge news out of the NHL draft. For the first time since 1999, the Black Bears will have a first-round draft pick on the ice. Incoming freshman center Bradley Nadeau was selected 30th overall by the Carolina Hurricanes. Nadeau was a star in the British Columbia Hockey League this past year, being named the league MVP. Maine head coach Ben Barr says he's excited for there to be that caliber of player on his squad, but it's not about where anyone was drafted.
It definitely brings some, good notoriety to your program when you have, draft picks and high draft picks in your program. At the end of the day, that's really not what matters. What matters is that we have the right guys in that room to help keep pushing that program forward. And Brad Nadeau wouldn't be coming here if we didn't feel that, that we were all pushing in the same direction.
And with the overall strength of the incoming class in mind, what is bringing these great players to Orono over other great programs? Well, Barr says it has little to do with him and his recruiting. The team and its character is what carries that load.
We don't recruit players any better than any other school recruits players. The players recruit players. There's nothing that we say to them that's going to make them choose Maine over anywhere else. It's going to be our actions, and it's going to be what their friends in the hockey world are telling them.
Okay, now let's go to the Portland Sea Dogs. Big news earlier this week as it was announced not one, not two, but 3 players will have the chance to show their stuff on a national stage. Sea Dog stars Marcelo Meyer and Nick York, along with pitcher Shane Drohan, who's now with the Woo Sox, have all been named to the MLB Futures All-Star Game scheduled to be played July 8th in Seattle. And Meyer, the number 4 prospect in baseball, says he's looking most forward to just having a good time and the chance to learn from his peers.
I'm excited. For me, I'm just going in there with the approach of, enjoying the moment, soaking it all in. Not many players get to experience this, and, I'm really excited for this opportunity. We're all going to be honored to be there. It's going to be a really fun event. We'll all learn from each other, have a great time, get to meet new people, build connections, so it's going to be pretty cool.
That's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Let's face it, getting training and experience is hard, but at Loring Job Corps we can help. From certifications in automotive technology, obtaining your CDL, or learning building trades, we have you covered. Maybe you prefer joining the high-tech world of computer networking or cybersecurity. We have that as well. Don't delay, get in the driver's seat to your future today. And the best part, Loring Job Corps is free. Receive free training, free meals, and even free housing. Call or go to jobcorps.gov/Loring. Job Corps careers begin here.
An Odyssey is a long journey full of adventures. And at Odyssey Auto Spa, we understand every vehicle's journey is different.
Hi, I'm Jacob Gage, and as the owner of Odyssey, I take pride in offering a full range of detailing services to keep your ride looking its best. From basic detailing to ceramic coatings, window tint to wraps, we've got you covered. Come see us at our Ellsworth location and let us help you keep your ride looking its best.
It's an out-of-this-world celebrity competition.
Oh, God.
Stars on Mars, Mondays at 8/7 Central on Fox.
A northern Maine community once known as a mill town is reinventing itself.
It's devastating when a mill closes, but it's also an opportunity to rebuild with a new vision and to be more resilient.
We'll share more on Millinocket's makeover. Monday on Fox 22, News at 10.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm here with Christopher Packard and Stephen Long. Chris is a author and Steve is a publisher, and we're here to talk about a call for submissions that you guys are asking for in relation to a book fair. Chris, can you detail what's going on here for us?
Yeah, thanks for having us. So this December, we're having the second annual Bangor Area Authors Book Fair and Literary Fest, and we're teaming up with the Bangor Public Library. Last year there was about 30 of us. We hope there'll be even more of us sort of taking over the library this year, having talks and panels
All
and
local
readings.
Authors and
hopefully, yeah,
wow, fantastic.
that was the goal, and
yeah.
that's what we're going to do again this year, and so we're really excited to have that.
Yeah. So in relation to this book fair, there is the call for submissions, correct?
Yeah.
And this is called The Rivers of Ink. It's literary reflections on the Penobscot River.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Steve, can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. It's meant to be reflections on the river as well as the watershed. The Penobscot, it covers a vast part of Maine, and as does a watershed with its tributaries. And so in discussing the parameters of the project with Chris, we were thinking that we would focus on the river, but then open it up to larger parts like the forest and the rivers, because it's just so much of Maine.
Fantastic. So this is really showcasing people who are local and already published, which is amazing, but it's also kind of cradling people who want to break into that sphere, correct? Is this kind of
Absolutely.
the sense I'm getting?
Yeah, I'm looking for new writers and for experienced writers.
Right. And you're a new publishing company, correct? You have stuff in the works?
Absolutely.
But they're going to be published soon.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
First book coming out in December.
Fantastic. So that's truly cradling a symbiotic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Absolutely, yes.
And what's the publishing company again?
12 Willows Press.
12 Willows Press. And of course, your Mythical Creatures of Maine, that's your book too. I want to plug that as well.
That's right. Thank you.
But, I mean, who's organizing this event broadly?
So it's a sort of a collaborative between authors. It's the Book Fair and Literary Fest is organized by authors for authors in partnership with, of course, the Bangor Public Library, who's super kind to partner with us and give us this beautiful place to sort of present and welcome in the public. And that's one of the things the anthology is going to do as well, is give people a chance to really, be writers themselves and embrace the literary arts themselves and develop a relationship with this beautiful place that we live in the watershed, the woods and waters of the Penobscot.
So this anthology, this is going to be what the submissions accumulate into, correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay, cool. So what kind of submissions?
We're looking for poetry, short stories, flash fiction, short essays, and perhaps even like a memoir essay, but nothing more than about 2,000 words.
Okay, that's doable.
Yeah.
A lot of things can be done in 2,000 words.
Yes, I've already gotten a few submissions, and I've been very impressed.
Cool. When is the deadline for submissions?
The end of July.
Awesome. Okay, so people have a bit of time. Hopefully you're already working on stuff, though, is the idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, right. Okay, so it looks like we're about out of time. If people want to learn more, where should they head? Is there a website? Or?
Just go to 12willowspress.com, and you can go to my submissions page and get more information from there.
Awesome. Okay, Steve, Chris, thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Of course. We'll send it over to Devin Biggs for our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. Alrighty, air quality, the name of the game this morning. We're good in our neck of the woods, though. Maybe a few spots in the yellow. It's still moderate. It's still okay for most of us, right? Otherwise, further down to the south and west, not so great. Air quality alerts are posted in the gray counties, though, and all these red and purple icons indicating unhealthy to very unhealthy air quality because of wildfire smoke there. But for us, so we're looking good for the time being, and we should stay good moving forward. We'll have to keep an eye on that smoke. But otherwise, though, dense fog advisories are posted further down toward the south in our southern counties, so lasting till roughly 10 a.m. this morning, because visibility levels are really reduced, and it stretches all the way up towards parts of Millinocket too, where a mile or less visibility being noted in most areas this morning. So definitely be careful if you're driving this morning. Have those fog lights or low beam headlights on so people can see you and you can see where you're going. Your brights will not help help you out one bit. But otherwise, a few showers developing after this morning. This will be the general idea for this morning, because by this afternoon, a lot of this gets out of here. The clouds break up. We'll have a lot of sunshine, but don't let that fool you. There'll be more activity moving in from the west soon. That'll give us more showers and thunderstorms over the next several days. So the next few days, there will be rather small chances for showers. Today is one of those chances where they will be rather small as the sun comes out for a while. But later this evening, though, some clouds, fog moves in again, maybe a few showers yet again in a few spots too. Starting things off here Saturday, maybe a few showers. Clouds break up for a bit during the afternoon period too, so some sunshine could also mix in for a few of us. By Saturday night, though, again, some clouds, maybe a few showers, but nothing too extreme, no. And then by Sunday, we'll be watching for a little bit more rain as well. Rain through Saturday night, not too much rain, maybe a tenth of an inch or less for most spots before we're all finished up. It's next week we have to pay attention where dramatically more rainfall could be possible. Roughly 1 to 2 inches between now and Tuesday morning, with most of this occurring as we get towards Monday into Tuesday as well. We'll make sure to keep you posted moving forward. Our average high temperature is 79 degrees, upper 70s today, about average for this time of the year. Cooling off a bit by Sunday, with warming back up as we head towards the next week as well. So your forecast for today, upper 70s, a few showers, then becoming partly cloudy later on. That south wind getting up at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 60s, some clouds and fog on the way, then a few showers as well. That south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, middle 70s, mostly cloudy, a few showers again. That south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, here's a look at your extended forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres. Showers and thunderstorms the next several days, although the first few days of the forecast period not as bad. Next week, we'll need to watch things with more rain moving in and temperatures in the 70s.
Come stop by Triple S Tag Shop, 315 Hamden Road, Carmel, for quality clothing and equestrian gear.
Make your waterfront even more fun and more functional than it already is with a Shoremaster premium dock system from Hammond Lumber Company. Hammond is the country's largest stocking Shoremaster dealer, with standing docks, rolling docks, floating docks, and boat lists for any watercraft. Shoremaster's nearly limitless customization options make it easy to create the perfect dock system for your needs. Take your shoreline to the next level with Shoremaster from Hammond Lumber Company.
You should Angie that.
Angie what?
Angie that. It means comparing custom quotes from skilled service professionals or booking at an upfront price so you can find the best price for you. Get started today at Angie.com.
In 16 years, Greg Gerstner will land the perfect cannonball. With friends he's already meeting now at AARP volunteer and community events to help make sure his happiness lives as long as he does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Plant scientist. Botanist.
Yeah! You got it! That's what I'm talking about!
When celebrities
You got sassy.
come to play,
Just because you got your guns out. I don't know what you're talking about.
it's all fun and games.
First name Urkel.
Steve.
25 words or less.
Beauty Mark.
Mole.
That's the money, y'all!
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, you have to be pretty strong to carry this big bottle of champagne. French winemaker Luc Belaire announced Belaire Zeus, a 45-liter bottle of sparkling wine. The massive bottle weighs 160 pounds when filled up and requires 3 people to pour it. Only 2 of the Zeus-sized bottles exist. One is filled with Belaire's rare rosé, the other filled with a demi-sec. Is that what it is?
I have no clue.
All right. The Zeus bottles are also going on a world tour where fans will be able to win prizes if they can lift the bottle.
I just think this is so ridiculous.
It's just it's a gimmick, you know.
You're asking for there to be waste.
Yeah.
I don't appreciate that. Okay, well, a French fireman sets 2 world records ablaze, and himself, too, in order to achieve them. Jonathan Barrow decided to torch the record books in Harbordon, France, while making himself a human torch. Vero set 2 Guinness World Records in the same run, the fastest full-body burn 100-meter sprint without oxygen, and also the longest distance ran in a full-body burn without oxygen at 272.25 meters. Imagine just seeing this and not knowing what's going on. Vero accomplished the feat on the same track where he trained in his youth. It also performs fire shows. He also performs fire shows where he does fire juggling and fire eating. I don't know. I think people are running out of world records to break.
Something to do. It's like, hey, guess what I'm going to do today, buds? Here, hold my beer.
Right. He drank some of that massive bottle of wine, 130-pound bottle of wine before he did that.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, good for him, whatever.
Good for him. Yeah. It's the weekend. It's the Friday vibe.
I'm so glad it's the weekend, too, and the weather's going to be fairly nice as we head into it. I'm headed down to the coast myself.
Good.
And, hopefully everybody else there has good plans. Just be careful out there. It's going to be one of the busiest travel days that we've had in a while.
Yeah.
So a lot of people on the roads.
Yeah, a lot of people are taking next week off.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, if you missed anything, head to foxbangor.com.
Thank you for joining us. We hope you have a great day. We'll see you back here on Monday.
I thought you weren't going to say anything. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.